Hello, hopefully believers and people who know and believe in all things good, the things that are loving, kind, just, merciful, righteous, truthful. Um, Here's a quick one. The people that are taking over the world, and if you look at the structure of what's happening now, it's obviously way down the track, all through society, all that sort of stuff. What they have is a completely different culture that you don't know. And so when you read the Bible or think of certain things, you can't have that as a belief that another person thinks like that. It's completely foreign. And when I mean foreign, I mean completely foreign. So you just can't get your head around it, because when you judge things or make judgment calls or decisions on things, it's got nothing to do with the decisions they make. So if they looked at the Bible, for instance, they'd say things like, God is obviously a murderer because he said to wipe out everyone. And if you are a warring, fighting type and you don't know who God is, you don't know that God is love, you'll decide and judge that from your cultural perspective or your belief perspective. So the thing is, what's true, right? Because not everything's true. If everything was true, then there's no survival for anything, really. No long-term unity, not real unity. You have fake unity where it's enforced. The only Christians, ideally, it's unity because of love. You're of one mind and you want the same thing. And when God steps in to chastise you for some reason, because none of us are perfect, then that's because you're moving away from love. So, and we've forgotten what love is in a large way. And so we don't judge from the point of view of love. The obvious one is that Jesus is a exact representation of God, because he is God. He's the Son of the Father. And he was obviously not a violent man. He died peacefully, and he forgave, and he blessed. So that's a key point of who God really is. So the only time he steps in is because of murdering and stealing and hating and all that. Why does it happen sometimes and people get away with it? Free will, and unfortunately we do suffer, and we've got no choice in that. Do I understand that? No, I don't, because I'm a bit of a wuss, and I'd make different decisions, but I'm not the perfect one. So that's not an easy thing to work around. When you hate what's going on and the hatred that's happening in the world. So the reason I presume God said that sort of stuff in the Old Testament, well, Israel wasn't that flash, as we know anyway, and they kept going away from him and serving other gods and sexual immorality and all that. And what that means is it's a lack of love, not the belief that a lot of people have now, because there's a lot of people sleeping with each other, and they say that's a fine thing, we've cared for each other, but it's a brief thing and you go away again. And it's not. It's incredibly shallow, and it's the physical thing that's become the dominant thing and not the spiritual thing. And there's a wool pull over their eyes for them to believe that type of thing. So you Christians, you really have to realise that it's a completely foreign, it's like from another planet, the belief. That's difficult to understand. Okay, that's it. I'd like to say more, but nothing's coming, so God bless, and may the Lord be with you.